We've all seen the ads. A financial guru steps up to the mic and promises the secret to early retirement with stock picks that seem too good to be true. This chart shows the exact kind of pitch they make. On the left, a standard index fund, like the S&P 500, sitting at a respectable 192% return. On the right, their proprietary Strategy X, boasting a towering 956%. If you put $10,000 into each, you'd expect your S&P account to reach roughly $29,000. But Strategy X, that account should be sitting at over $105,000. Those numbers are incredibly persuasive. But before you hand over your subscription fee, you need to look a little closer at the math behind the curtain. The entire pitch relies on what that 956% actually measures, because it almost certainly doesn't measure an actual investor's portfolio. When a service publishes a spectacular return, they are usually quoting the average performance of hundreds of isolated recommendations they've made over many years. Take a look at this scatter plot. Each dot is a single stock pick. Most sit relatively close to the bottom. But over a decade, a service might recommend one massive winner, say an early call on NVIDIA that shoots up 10,000%. That single explosive outlier mathematically drags the average return of all the recommendations drastically upward. It pulls the average so high, in fact, that it completely hides all the individual recommendations in that exact same pool that actually lost money. The math is technically correct, but it creates a deeply deceptive picture of what a typical investor would experience. To actually achieve that advertised average in your own account, you would have to operate in a perfect vacuum. You'd need to invest the exact same amount of money into every single recommendation and hold every stock for the exact same length of time. Real investing doesn't work that way. For starters, you might join the service years after they recommended that massive outlier. You don't even own it. You also probably don't have the cash lying around to perfectly divide into 10 brand new stock picks every single month. Add in the fact that people naturally skip certain recommendations they don't like, or get nervous and sell their winning stocks early. Every time human behavior breaks those perfect laboratory conditions, the advertised theoretical average and the actual cash in your portfolio drift further and further apart. This brings us to the semantic trap these marketers use. They are very careful to say, the average return of our recommendations is. What they conspicuously avoid telling you is what the average subscriber's account actually grew by.
They aren't technically lying to you. They're just presenting perfectly accurate math in a format specifically designed for you to misinterpret. So the next time you see a spectacular performance claim, stop asking how much the isolated recommendations made. Instead, ask one simple question. What did the average subscriber actually earn? Because until a service publishes their actual real-world subscriber earnings, you should treat those towering returns as little more than smoke and mirrors.